You don't get what you want, you don't get who you are. Okay, so what do you get? This is one of the blocks that could be the reason why your manifestations are not coming into reality. This is one of my most, to this date, my most viewed videos on YouTube. I made it as a physical video. So I'm gonna be going a little bit more into that in today's podcast video, which I believe might be number 15. I'm not sure. Anyway, welcome so much. My name is Celeste. I am your spiritual guide and energy healer. And the thing that you get, so you don't get what you want, you don't get who you are, but you do get what you believe. Okay? Okay, I'm gonna take that again. You get what you believe. What is the difference? So I've heard this like get what you want and then you get who you are in the community of the spiritual world and in the manifestation. But what I have learned is that it's all about the beliefs you have. So, and this is so important for you if you are working with manifestation or just find it very interesting. If you have a big goal, a big vision, if you are very passionate and you have something that you want to make it bigger and you want to create an impact. If you are an influencer, you are doing something kind of like this, like you're sharing with people, you're helping people in some way. You need to look at your beliefs. If you don't have what you want, take a look at your beliefs. So, what are beliefs? Beliefs are anything we take as true, like this is the truth. And this could be thoughts, ideas that we have gotten from our parents growing up, from teachers, from friends, from everywhere we've been, from the media, anything we see, anything we hear that we say, oh, that's true. That becomes a belief. That becomes something that, okay, we believe this is true. And there are some of these that are not good for you, like they're not serving you. This is what I want to get into today. So we can, because you need to become aware of them so you can actually change them. And I just quickly want to tell you why we do this. You might already know, but this is a survival mechanism in well, I guess also animals, but especially in human beings. This is how we learn. So most beliefs are installed, we can say, in our body, in our system in the early years. And usually we say until like the age of 7. That's when we absorb everything. We take in everything that is said to us, everything we perceive in our lives, and that becomes true. That becomes our beliefs. So it's a survival. It's a survival thing, like believing that a snake is dangerous or you shouldn't go too close to a dangerous animal like a tiger or something. Like those beliefs are good to have, those rather say programs are good to have because you need to know how to survive in the world. So this is like basic instinct. This is something evolutional that we need, that we have. Then the problem comes when we get these beliefs that I'm stupid or I'm not good enough. I can't do anything by myself. I'm hopeless. I'm whatever it is you learned directly or indirectly when you grew up. If your parents always told you, oh, why can't you do anything by yourself? Or you're old enough to do this on your own. Then you thought, oh, I can't do this, so I must be stupid. And when you continue throughout your life with this belief, it means that you're not going to get anywhere because you don't have any confidence, because you believe that you're stupid. You can't do anything. You'll take a very low, um, what is it, kind of job because you don't believe you can do anything better. And this is so bad because I believe that we can do so much more than we think for this exact reason, because someone down the line, someone told you or taught you that this is who you are, you're stupid, you can't do anything, you're not good enough. And so that's what you live your life by. If we grew up people telling us, oh, that's great, you're so good, go after your dreams, you can do this, and constantly like cheering on you and supporting you and caring for you, then you can do so much more. That's to some people, those are the people who get really far because they are supported. People who has learned this loneliness way, we don't feel supported, and we kind of have to, we really have to work on these beliefs because they are the reason why we're not getting forward. Okay, so number one is to be aware of these beliefs, and to do that we need to kind of dig into it. We need to reflect. The thing that one of the most important tasks, you can say homework, that I always like to tell people is reflection. Like reflection, awareness is the key to pretty much anything. The more aware you are, like the more answers you have, the more you know, the better everything is going to be for you. So first of all, knowing your beliefs, and that's where most people has taught you, if you've heard this, like affirmations. So you might know that you have a belief that you come from a family of, like, I come from a family of farmers, and that's not like the future of for a farmer was like, yes, you are kind of independent, but still you're working for the people, you're working for the government usually. You are you don't have a, it's not a high paying job. It's more of a lifestyle. You know, there's no success in it if we take it generally. And so that's what I believed for many, many years. Like I wasn't good at anything. I was nothing special. Like I couldn't really do anything. I was the youngest in my family, almost in my generation. So I was always the one behind everyone else. So that made me believe that I'm stupid. I can't do anything on my own. I'm, yeah, I just couldn't do anything. I wasn't smart. I wasn't good at anything. I was nothing special. And so I thought, I believed that I was just, that's what I was shown. Like, you just have to get the first and best job, and then you just stick with it. And jobs are usually something you hate, it's something you really resent, but you just do it. You just have to do it, and it's hard. You have to do your best. You have to burn yourself out. It's really a struggle. It's really a big struggle. That's what I learned growing up. And that's something I am still kind of to this day changing, that belief that life has to be hard, that work has to be hard. And that because it comes from my family, it's in my genes of farmers that we have to work hard. We work from the sun go up to the sun go down. Like, it's physically hard and you're exhausted, but it's usually it's a lifestyle, so you love it, but it's hard and you die young and whatever. So those are the kind of conscious beliefs. So I want you to uncover all the beliefs that you can. So sit down, journal, write down in whatever area it is you're working with. Like if it's money, write down all the beliefs that you could have around money. Like money doesn't grow on trees. You don't deserve to get more than this amount of money, like you come from a poor family, you can't do better than that. If it's love you want to work on, you can, again, same thing, like come up with all the beliefs, like what have you seen, what do you think about love? Is it also hard? Do you have to put up with everything? Do you have to, as a woman, do you have to give up your career, your life to have kids because that's what everyone else says you should? What are all your beliefs? And write them down. Write them down. So I talked a little bit about affirmations, and affirmations are great, but like everything else, I don't believe that it can stand alone, because it doesn't matter how many times you tell yourself like I'm smart, I'm smart, I'm smart, I'm smart. If you don't truly believe it, you won't be able to feel it and you won't be able to change it. So this is where, first of all, you have to find the root belief. So there are different layers of belief. The first one could be, let's take the one that I'm stupid. That's a belief. Okay, why do you think you're stupid? Because I was always behind in school. I was always the one who couldn't figure out anything. Okay, well, why is that? Well, that's because I was the youngest in my family. Yes, but how did that, what does that have to do with anything? Well, to me it was kind of the, yeah, I have to think a little bit about this. Um, but again, that's a perspective. Because I was the youngest, I couldn't do anything. I thought I had to, like, I thought I was behind, but the truth is, if you take it out and look at it at perspective, the truth is that I was just in a different place. Like I was just so young that I hadn't learned that yet. So it's not like I was stupid or in any way. It's just how I felt. That's what I perceived as being true. Okay. And this is where it becomes a little difficult, and why this isn't just easy and you can not just snap your finger and do an affirmation and then it's all good, because there are so many layers to this. And maybe the true belief isn't that I think I'm stupid, but actually that I don't think I'm good enough, like I don't belong into the world. It's like I'm unloved, nobody loves me, nobody cares about me, I have no purpose. So they have this deeper rooted belief, and that's the one that we want to get into, and that takes some time. So when you have a belief like, say, uh, I can't I can't have a business, I can't own a business, I can run a business, ask yourself why, and keep asking yourself why is that, why is that true, how, when did you start to believe that, who told you this? Become very curious and keep asking yourself questions, and keep doing it, like, if you can sit down for half an hour and do this, and do it several times. So come back to it again and again and ask yourself, like, what is the reason for this? Why do I think this? Is this the highest truth? Is it God's truth that I'm stupid? No, nobody's stupid. We're just in different places, and we just have a natural ability for different things. So just because you don't have an IQ at 150, it doesn't mean that you're stupid. Because maybe you're a great healer, or maybe you're a great mother, maybe you're great with people, like you're very compassionate and empathic. So we have different gifts or different smarts, if you could say that. Okay. Okay, so there are different levels also to beliefs. So we've been talking about the conscious and a little bit into the subconscious. And then I talked a little bit about the DNA. So, we get, when we are conceived, we get some DNA from our mother and we get some DNA from our father. And in that DNA is how you look and yeah, how the body works and so on. But also like you also get the energy, the beliefs of your ancestors. And this is why beliefs often like go through the lineage and go through and are passed on to from mother to daughter and from father to son because it's in our DNA. So if that's not changed, like I said, you can do affirmations, but if this belief is on DNA level, it doesn't matter how many affirmations you do, it's not going to change. You have to go into the DNA level, if that's where it is, to actually make a difference and change it. Then there's also the collective. Like there are several levels, but then there's also the collectives, which is the media, uh, a country. Like I I live in Europe, where we have many very different cultures close by each other, living next to each other, and they have different beliefs. So even though we are like, maybe you live in a country right next to another, there's just something that you cannot, it's hard to communicate with them and understand them because they have a completely different culture. They think in a completely different way. And so where I come from, we have this, it's called a law, Jante's law, that you cannot be more than anyone else. Don't think you're better than anyone else. Don't think you're more worth than anyone else. So it's like these collective beliefs that you should like be humble, put yourself down, like don't talk so loud, don't brag, don't do this, like keep yourself down. And that's where I think especially like the Americans, and when they come to Europe, that's a thing they see, like we don't do that because that's in our collective, that's in our country, that we don't do that beliefs because it's not the highest truth. These are just beliefs. Okay, so there are different levels also. So you might have been working on all your beliefs, you wrote them all down, and you have changed them all into affirmations, which you're telling yourself every day. But if they don't work, it's because you need to look at those other levels. So getting back into the manifestation, it could be blocking you if like you want to make more money in your business or you want to get more followers. Well, if you have a deep rooted belief in your subconscious or in any of the levels like the DNA, the historic level, the collective, that you should not be that much. Like there is a limit, like you can have this much success, but no more. Or money doesn't grow on trees. You come from a poor family, so you can't be more than that because it's gonna make your family sad or it's gonna make other people jealous. So there's a lot of these, there can be a lot of emotions also attached to that. And that's why you need to work on these beliefs, because usually it's something we're not aware of. Subconscious. So yeah, and that's what I do with my work. That's getting down to these beliefs, figuring out what is the deep rooted belief, again, the belief, the subconscious one that we don't know about. Release it and change it to a new one. So like if you have one that says money doesn't grow on trees, we release that belief and say, okay, this is what your mother or father believed. We're just going to release that on an energetic level. in your DNA, in all of these levels that exist, and then we're going to change it into a new one, just like the affirmations. And we're going to change it into there's money everywhere. There's more than enough money to everyone. There's so much money going around in the world. It might be uneven distributed, but it's there. There's millions of dollars, pounds, euros in the world. It's everywhere. We just don't see it when we have the belief that money doesn't grow on trees. So they can't come through to you in your energetic field because you have that belief. Money can literally not come into your life if you have a belief that you don't deserve money, or you're poor, or money doesn't grow on trees, things like that. So you have to become aware of it, release it, and change it. And then start to live from that space. Okay, so I know this got a little deep and a little long, but it's just I see so many people, and I've been one of those too, where you're watching all of these gurus, and you're looking at this, and then you're doing it, and you're doing what they say, and you keep doing it, and nothing happens. And it's so frustrating. There's nothing worse than really wanting something, and you work hard and you keep doing it, and you just get no result. And it gets even worse when people say, oh, well, this is guaranteed, and they come up with all of these people who actually did this. They have all of these testimonials, which is great, but it still didn't work for you. And this is the reason why it can work for someone else, but not for you. Because you have a belief that you shouldn't get this, that you don't deserve it, that you're not worthy, you're not good enough, it's not meant to be, whatever. But that's the reason. Okay? So again, this is personally what I do. So if you resonate with any of this and you feel like, yes, this is me, this is something I need to work on, feel free to contact me. I'll put links and any information below. Because also, like, I can do this myself, but it always works better when someone else is doing it. It always has a bigger effect and impact when someone else is doing it. Usually when it's an outsider, someone from outside of you looking at it, it looks different, and they can say, hey, well, did you ever think about this? Or, hey, I see this pattern that you don't see yourself because you're living it. Okay, so that is the reason why your manifestations might not work, and why some things work for some people and they don't work for you. I hope you enjoyed this podcast, this episode. If you did, please give it a like. Please let me know what was your aha moment. What did you learn from this? Please share with anyone you think could benefit from this. It could help. And I cannot wait to see you in the next one. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you later. Bye.